to the HTML course. Greetings to you all. I am Jyoti Mandala, your guide, helping you in understanding the essential elements that define the backbone of every web page. This video is a continuation to the earlier video. In our last video, we learned about form element and input element of type text and password. Hope you all have practiced those elements. In this video, let us explore two more types of input element, checkbox and radio buttons. Checkboxes and radio buttons are used when users need to select one or more options from a list. Checkboxes allow multiple selection while radio buttons allow only one selection. Let's start with checkbox. Checkboxes allow users to select one or more options from a list of choices. They are commonly used in forms for things like selecting preferences, agreeing to terms, or indicating choices. The syntax is input type equal to checkbox. This is a simple syntax of how to create a checkbox in HTML. We use input type, input element with the type equal to checkbox attribute, and we can specify an ID, name and value for the checkbox also. Then we need to use a label element with for attribute to associate the label with the checkbox. Let's try this. Open the editor. Write the basic structure of your HTML document. Now, in the body section, add form and /form. And inside the form, type input type equal to checkbox. ID equal to option 1, name equal to option 1, and value equal to option 1. Let's add label also. Label equal to label for equal to option 1. Option 1 and closing label tag. Save the file. Open the file in the browser. And here how it looks when rendered in the browser. We have a checkbox labeled with option 1 that users can click to select or to deselect. Now let's explore some additional attributes and options for customizing checkboxes. You can use attributes like checked to pre-select a checkbox when loading the page in the browser. Disabled to make a checkbox initially disabled. And required to make the checkbox required for form submission. Let us try these attributes. Let's add one more option button. So type in the form section input type equal to checkbox ID option 2 name option 2 value option 2 and label for option 2 with label option 2 and slash label. Save the file. Observe the page. We have two buttons added. For the second option, let me add the new attributes check and disable. Save, refresh. We have pre-selected and disabled the second option, second checkbox option 2. This can be useful for scenarios where you want to indicate default choices and prevent users from modifying certain options. Remember, if you have created two or more checkboxes, multiple options can be selected. Let's try. Hope you all are clear. Next, let's explore how to use input element with type equal to radio attribute. Radio buttons allow users to select one option from a list of choices. Unlike checkboxes, where multiple options can be selected, with radio buttons, only one option can be chosen at a time. The syntax is input type equal to radio. Like checkboxes, radio buttons can also have name, ID, value attributes. Let's add this to our editor. Input type equal to radio ID option 1 name option 1 value option 1 label for option 1. Save the file. Refresh the page. Did you see the radio button is added? Using the same syntax, we can create required number of radio buttons. Let's add two more radio buttons to our code. Use input type equal to radio ID option 2, name option 2, value option 2, label for option 2, input type equal to radio, ID option 3, name option 3, value option 3, label for option 3. Save the file, refresh your page. Observe 3 radio buttons are added, but this allows selecting all 3 options. To ensure only one option to be selected from these 3, we need to group all these 3 radio buttons by specifying the name value same for all the 3 options. Let's make those changes. I will give the name as option for all the 3 radio buttons. Save the file, refresh your page, and here's how it looks when rendered in the browser. We have 3 radio buttons labeled option 1, option 2, option 3. User can select one option and selecting another option will automatically deselect the previously selected option. Radio buttons also support some additional attributes and options for customizing radio buttons like checkboxes. For radio buttons also you can use attributes like checked to pre-select a radio button, disabled to make a radio button initially disabled, and required to make a radio button required for form submission. I will leave this as a practice for you. Try to explore different ways of using them. That's it for our overview of HTML, checkbox, and radio buttons. With the input type element and type equal to checkbox and type equal to radio button attributes, you can create spontaneous and interactive options for your web forms. Hope this video is helpful. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, happy coding and remember the web is your canvas. Thank you.